They believed he was old enough. 15 is an age parents begin testing independence. 3 days alone in a quiet suburban house. 2 nights. No supervision. No reason for concern. Nothing had ever happened before. The evening they left, the sky appeared bruised. Purple clouds folding over the neighborhood in slow, unnatural patterns. His mother reminded him to lock the doors. His father paused before entering the car. He studied the boy for a moment longer than necessary. Then they drove away. The house fell silent, not the ordinary silence of an empty building, a heavier one, the kind that feels aware. That first night, the boy kept the television on. The blue glow pushed against the darkness, but it did not reach the end of the hallway. The hallway remained black, not dim, not shadowed. Black, as if light simply stopped working there. He dismissed it as imagination. Empty houses shift, wood settles, pipes breathe. At exactly 2:13 a.m., he opened his eyes. There had been no noise, just stillness. The digital clock glowed beside him. 2:13. His bedroom door was open. He always locked it. The crack between the door and the frame was filled with darkness, thick, heavy. He watched it for several minutes. Nothing emerged. Eventually, he convinced himself he had forgotten to close it properly. The mind protects itself that way. The second night, the door did not simply open. It moved, slowly, carefully. The hinge gave a faint complaint, as though something had tested its weight before pushing further. The hallway beyond it seemed longer than before. The air felt colder, and inside the dark, something shifted. He did not leave the bed. He did not call for help. He waited. The door stopped halfway open, as if it had achieved its intended position. The following night, he recorded himself sleeping, a precaution. Proof. If something was happening, he would see it. At 2:13 a.m., the footage changed. The boy sat upright in bed. His eyes remained closed, but he was smiling, not subtly, not naturally, wider than muscle should allow. His head tilted slightly, as though responding to a voice standing beside him. Behind him, a second shadow appeared on the wall. It did not match his shape. It was taller, thinner, and when he lay back down, the shadow remained upright for half a second longer. By the fourth day, the house had begun to change. Kitchen chairs were no longer aligned. Cabinet doors hung partially open. 3 deep scratches marked the wooden table, parallel, evenly spaced, intentional. He attempted to contact his parents. No answer. Messages failed to send. The calendar displayed the wrong date, circled in red, a day that had already passed. Family photographs on the wall seemed altered. His parents stood smiling in each frame, but there was no third figure, no child. The hallway stretched, subtly at first, then undeniably. Walls bending inward, ceiling lights flickering without cause. His shadow lagged behind his movements. Not by much, just enough. One evening, he turned abruptly. The shadow did not follow. It remained facing forward, toward the darkness, watching. In the basement, he found an old camcorder. Inside was footage recorded years earlier. A younger version of himself sat on the bed, speaking to someone standing in the corner. The corner was empty, yet the child responded, listened, nodded. "You can stay," the younger version said softly. "They won't notice when they leave." The tape ended. Behind him in the basement, a silhouette began separating from the wall. Slowly, like something remembering its shape. On the final morning, the front door opened. Daylight flooded the entryway. His parents stood inside, They did not look relieved. They looked confused. The boy stepped toward them, spoke their names. They stared past him. "Who is he?" his mother whispered. There was no answer. They walked through him, not touching, not acknowledging. Family portraits now showed only two people. There had never been a child. The bedroom appeared abandoned. Dust settled across the untouched bed. Paint peeled from the walls. The air felt old, forgotten. The boy stood near the doorway, but his outline flickered, faded. Behind him, the shadow stood fully formed, no longer attached, no longer imitating. The house had not been invaded. It had been corrected. He had not been left alone. He had been replaced. Or perhaps he had always been the echo. And when his parents left that first night, the real occupant stepped forward. The house remains empty now. Neighbors describe it as abandoned for years. No record of a child ever living there. But occasionally, at 2:13 in the morning, a bedroom door can be heard opening, slowly, as if something inside is still waiting for someone to leave.